His arrival in Delhi was no coincidence today. The BJP didn't just happen to schedule a meeting of its parliamentary board to coincide with counting day. This was meant to be a Vijay Yatra, but the bustle around the BJP's frontman belies a far more nuanced situation. Was semi-final 2013 a mandate for Modi? For someone not directly fighting in the four states, nobody stood to gain more than the BJP's prime ministerial nominee for 2014. His presence and power are beyond question. They attended his rallies in their thousands in all four states. Inevitably, the way the four states voted was always going to reflect on Modi as the BJP's spearhead for the general election next year. But if this was indeed a reflection on Modi, if not a mandate, consider this. The BJP's performance in Delhi and Chhattisgarh aren't nearly as decisive as Modi would have liked. The notion that the dramatic victories in Rajasthan and Madhya Pradesh have more to do with local leadership by Vasundhara Raje and Shivraj Singh Chauhan than Modi's own towering figure don't help either. Finally, the massive buzz over the Aam Aadmi Party's performance in Delhi grabbed all attention that may have otherwise been on Modi. The BJP and Congress have both played traditional cards on the Modi wave.
Certainly a wave would not have a neck-to-neck fight in Chhattisgarh. A wave means uniformly in all the four states a trend in one direction for Modi. That's obviously not so.
Yes, with 4 months to go for the Lok Sabha, with a prime ministerial candidate announced from the BJP who campaigned extensively, and therefore to that extent definitely his impact will also be felt in deciding the state outcomes. State issues are to be taken into consideration, and the impact of a prime ministerial candidate cannot be obviously denied.
But things are more complicated than the BJP would like.
पूरा एनालिसिस करने के बाद सारे रिजल्ट्स की हम लोग इस नतीजे पर पहुंचे हैं और कोई भी व्यक्ति सहज रूप से इस नतीजे पर पहुंचेगा कि इस चुनाव में हमारे प्राइम मिनिस्ट्रियल कैंडिडेट श्री नरेंद्र मोदी की लोकप्रियता का भी हमें पूरा लाभ मिला है.
Mr. Modi is the leader of the BJP. The Congress party has a vision of this country. The Congress party has a perspective of this country. And the BJP has another perspective of this country. Our job is to push our perspective, to push what we believe in, and that is what we are going to do. Their job is to push their perspective and to push what they believe in.
Ironically, just 3 months ago, Modi's rivals in the BJP had wanted his elevation as the prime ministerial nominee held off until these assembly polls were complete, lest they harm his image. As the BJP sits down to dissect semi-final 2013, there's much to be satisfied about. But it will have far less latitude to relax than it perhaps hoped it would. Bureau Report, Headlines Today.
Is there a Modi wave? Is it a ripple? Is it a tsunami? Is there a wave at all? I want to put that question first to Surjit Bhalla. Nirmala Sitharaman joins us in the studio. Ma'am, congratulations on a 3.5 scoreline. You would have wanted it to be 4-0. It's not quite 4-0. You ended up with 3.5. Is that something that the BJP is drawing satisfaction from?
Satisfaction? I think we've done very well. Look at the kind of majorities we've got in Rajasthan, the kind of victory Shivraj has got in
Not
Madhya
being
Pradesh.
able to form a government in Delhi?
You cannot on that score deny the big scale victory that we've had. And that big scale victory is not just because of the leadership in state level, but also because of the way in which the rallies have happened, the connect that people have had with Modi ji.
Okay.
So,
does this then mean that there is a Modi wave, Modi effect at all building up to 2014?
You know, it is just beginning. I'm sure you are very interested in it. You'll do some analysis. Others will do some analysis. I just want to throw some figures out because I don't think we can establish by qualitative measures. It has to be, if you will, somewhat empirical. And if you look at basically in Rajasthan, the vote share of the BJP went up by 12 percentage points. So I mentioned earlier that the seat share of the Congress is lower ever by half. But the vote share of the BJP went up by 12 percentage points, in Madhya Pradesh by 11 percentage points, and in Chhattisgarh by 3 percentage points. So let's take the two large states. And Delhi, we know that basically they avoided, the BJP avoided the Aam Aadmi tsunami because very few of the BJP voters went for.
So it is your case that there is a Modi
No,
effect.
I'm just saying, I'm not saying whether it is my case or not. How else do you explain that the vote share of the BJP in Rajasthan and in Madhya Pradesh went up by 10 percentage points. Second, how do you explain in Rajasthan that the number of seats that the Congress got in a two-party contest was the lowest ever by half?
I have a counter to that, but Sadanand Dume goes first.
I'm actually going to echo that, and I'm going to argue that the theme that we have struck towards, we have been very Delhi-centric. Think about it for a moment. Delhi is the smallest of these four states. The fact is that the Aam Aadmi Party performance was significant, but I think the significance in coverage, in terms of the amount of media space it's got, has been out of proportion. 7 seats, 7 Lok Sabha seats, smallest of the assemblies going into, and we've given it a tremendous amount of attention simply because it's an interesting story with national ramifications. But look at the BJP performance here. You've had a party that has won more than 2/3 of the seats that were available today. You have these historic, crushing, gargantuan wins in Madhya Pradesh and Rajasthan. You have the fact that the BJP has emerged as the single largest party.
But let me ask
in all 4
Sitaram on a
states.
counter. If there was such a big Narendra Modi wave, you would have ended up with 40, 50 seats in Delhi. Let me just put the question out. And in Chhattisgarh, Raman Singh would have picked up 60 seats. That hasn't happened. The Congress is using this to argue that the elections were fought on local issues, and you cannot say that there is a Modi wave.
I'll give you 2 different answers for this. One, the extraordinary circumstances which prevailed in Chhattisgarh you cannot ignore, because in India, when you have such disasters, real tragedy, people do have a certain sympathy for the party which has lost so much, and that is reflected in the fact that in Bastar, where from among 12 we had 11, we've definitely reduced our number of seats, but we made up for several more in the central and northern Chhattisgarh, and therefore we had a serious tangible problem to face other than the good messages that we have otherwise obtained. But either way, Chhattisgarh gives you only a difference of 1 or 2 seats in the formation of government, and that's been the way in which Chhattisgarh has done its elections. Rajasthan, where you can probably argue on this pendulum theory of once Congress, the other time BJP, the kind of majority that which we have obtained is amazing, more than 80%. Even, people like N.T. Rama Rao, who came with popular, groundswell, did not achieve that kind of a...
But Sushil Bala, if there were a Modi, there are 2 waves.
The third one. Yes, if you add up all the votes or the seats that Congress has obtained in Chhattisgarh, Madhya Pradesh, Delhi and Rajasthan, it still doesn't match up with one of my state, which is, let us say, Madhya Pradesh, or let us say Rajasthan.
No, but there are 2 currents. No, one second. You made that point. But there are 2 currents, Surjit Balla. There is one current in favor of the Aam Aadmi Party. Then there is another current in favor of Narendra Modi. If the question emerges, which of the 2 was a stronger current? Clearly, in Delhi at least, the Aam Aadmi Party was a much stronger current, if not a tsunami. And if there was a viable third front in Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh or Chhattisgarh, we don't know if the figures would have been as much. That's an important question that you must answer.
That's why I went back to history. However one analyzes, one always has a counterfactual, because we didn't have a third front. So the question is, you put up a synthetic third front and try and argue. Now, if there was a third front, the answers lie in the astounding defeat. It just is not possible. Plus, you know what? The people there were talking about Modi. What people in Madhya Pradesh were talking about Modi, as well as about the performance of Rajasthan. And while we are about the performance of Chauhan, and while we are on this, in terms of Chhattisgarh, Votonomics also had it wrong, in the sense that the economic performance was really, really very good in Chhattisgarh. So a lot of things happened. So it is not the case that really one explanation fits all. And we were very careful, I think I was very careful, to say, listen, this is not the entire explanation. Sometimes you have outliers. I think historically, 5 years from now, maybe perhaps even 2014 in May, we'll look back at Delhi and looks like a statistical outlier. It may. Whereas I don't think Rajasthan and MP, just let me give you the vote share or the seat share in MP. This is the 3rd time he's run for election, and basically in 2003 they got 173 seats, in 2008 143 seats, and today 153 seats. Listen, This is guy who's run for 10 years. This is the third time he's running, and he's able to win this. This cannot be that. Listen, if there was an Aam Aadmi Party there, they would have voted. You just cannot derive.
Okay, let's listen.
Two-sentence intervention here. Yeah. If you define wave in a maximalist sense, that everywhere you have to win, like in Rajasthan, then there's no wave.
Yeah.
But if you define it in a more commonsensical way, which is you've got a bunch of seats that were being contested today, one party won more than 2/3 of them. I think you can generously, whether you want to call it a wave or call it a wavelet or call it a tsunami or call it something else, we can sort of argue about the thing. But only if you define it in maximalist terms, which is, oh, but you didn't do as well in Chhattisgarh as in Rajasthan, do you get to a position where you say it's not a wave?
I'd like to add one.
If you define it rationally, it was something significant.
So does that then mean
capital, 7 seats? It's not reflective of India.
That if this
much
were
as
to
Aam Aadmi
hold,
Party would like to claim.
the Congress might want to dismiss the possibility of Narendra Modi being a national phenomena, but there clearly is something simmering on the ground, and like they missed the Aam Aadmi Party phenomena, they could have missed the Modi phenomena on the ground as well.
If you talk to anybody in the Congress party who's involved with the campaign, they've had a one-point campaign for the past 6 months. Stop Modi. Even today, they say we don't care if we lose, we're going to make sure that Narendra Modi does not become Prime Minister. These are well-known things in political circles. So, whether we want to call it a wave or not, the Congress party is more scared of Narendra Modi than they are of anyone else. Because he's shown them up for the absence of leadership. That's what the story is.
Nalini, can we see similar results in Delhi? The BJP's never got a majority on its own with the sort of whopping mandate that they've got in Madhya Pradesh and in Rajasthan. Can that translate into seats, or will this turn out to be a northwest monsoon for the BJP and a drought in the southeast? So southeast drought, northwest monsoon.
I think that is a wonderful meteorological analogy, and as you know, the Met Department has only now started getting things right. So I'm not
and the journalists and the analysts are still not getting them
right. Still not getting it right. So I don't know. I don't buy that. But I would say that please look at Madhya Pradesh once more. Madhya Pradesh had a phenomena where in the last 2 elections, not this one, but the last 2 elections, Shivraj Singh Chauhan actually lost votes. I think it was from the 40s, it went to the 30s. But here the vote share has gone up. So how do you actually, there is this V shape suddenly. How do you, the Nike V, so it's coming like that. So in fact, sharper. How is the hockey stick. How has that happened? Something has happened. I don't think that, in fact, the quality of Congress leadership either didn't change or became better. There was a Jyotiraditya Scindia on the scene, and he was very visible. What happened? That in fact a losing vote share, although he retained the government, is suddenly in a not a U shape, and in fact a curve, an S curve going up. So there is something afoot. Now, if Narendra Modi, and I am actually a bit skeptical about these, the rallies that you are ascribing a rally at point A to the effect on the candidate in that point A and maybe point B, which is a radius of say 25 kilometers. I don't believe
Stay
that.
with me for a moment. I want to go across to Raipur. Joining us from there is my colleague Jaskirat Singh Bawa, and he's got the Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh, the triumphant, newly re-elected Chief Minister Dr. Raman Singh. It was a very close fight, but in the end they've got about 49 seats, the Congress only 39. Jaskirat, what does the doctor have to say? The Chawal Wale Baba seems to have worked his magic in Chhattisgarh once more.
The people of Chhattisgarh have once again chosen BJP to be the single largest party to rule them for the next 5 years. We speak with Dr. Raman Singh, who has been elected for a 3rd time in a row. Congratulations, Dr. Singh. This is the 3rd time that you are actually getting to be the Chief Minister of this new state. How does it feel?
बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है और छत्तीसगढ़ में तीसरी बार छत्तीसगढ़ की जनता ने अवसर दिया, तो मुझे लगता है कि ये जो अवसर है 2.5 करोड़ छत्तीसगढ़ के लोगों ने जो चयन किया है और जो इस चुनाव में उनका योगदान रहा है, मैं उन्हें धन्यवाद दूंगा। इस जीत के लिए श्रेय यदि जाता है तो छत्तीसगढ़ की जनता को।
So did the Congress put up a good fight this time around? We noticed that your vote share has actually, and the seat share has actually decreased by 1.
वोट शेयर और सीट शेयर में थोड़ा फर्क आया, 50 से 49 है, 50 हमारी सीट थी, 49 हुए हैं। और वोटों के परसेंटेज में भी 0.4% कम हुआ है, पर उसके बाद भी कंफर्टेबल हमारी स्थिति है, 49 की स्थिति में हम रहेंगे। तो ये तीसरी बार सरकार बनाने में 5 साल काम करने के बाद एक सीट यदि कम हुई है, तो मुझे लगता है कि ये कोई बहुत कमी नहीं है।
What about Bastar, sir? Now we've seen a changing trend in Bastar. In 2003 and 2008, Congress blamed Bastar region for their loss, and this time around, it seems that Bastar has done a complete U-turn, where a majority of the seats from Bastar have elected a Congress person. So, where do you think your government went wrong in Bastar, especially because it was your development model, a role model of sorts?
बस्तर में हमने जो काम किया और पिछले 2 चुनाव में जो नतीजे निकले काफ़ी अच्छे रहे। 12 में 11 सीट जीते, उसके पहले 9 सीट जीते थे। इस बार कांग्रेस ने पूरी शक्ति सिर्फ 12 सीटों में लगा दी, बाकी सीटों भूल गए, और इसका नतीजा ये हुआ कि बस्तर में तो अच्छा रिजल्ट उनको थोड़ा बहुत मिल गया, बाकी सीटों में पीछे रह गए। तो हमने फोकस फेज़ 2 में किया। फेज़ 1 में हमें लगा कि हम थोड़ा पीछे रह रहे हैं, जो 72 सीट जो बाकी थे फेज़ 2 के, उस पर हमने पूरी ताकत लगाई, और आज रिजल्ट देख रहे हैं कि वहाँ जो कुछ कमी थी उसको हमने यहाँ से पूरा किया।
Now, taking it into a national perspective, as far as Chhattisgarh campaigning was concerned, elections are concerned, we had a huge rally in Ambikapur 2 months ago, where we had a mock-up of a Red Fort also, which was created. Now, Ambikapur specifically has once again gone back to Congress with a higher vote share. You have had 5 of your ministers who were voted out in these elections. So, the question that people are asking is, what effect did Modi have as a star campaigner in your campaign?
मोदी का असर इस छत्तीसगढ़ के चुनाव में, उनके लगातार जो उन्होंने छत्तीसगढ़ में 3 दिन का समय दिया, निश्चित रूप से उसका असर देख रहे हैं। अंबिकापुर की सभा विकास यात्रा का समापन में था, बाकी छत्तीसगढ़ के दूसरे स्थानों में भी गए। तो आज यदि मैदान में हमारी स्थिति में जो बढ़ोतरी हुई है ट्रैवल बस्तर को छोड़कर, तो कहीं न कहीं उसमें नरेंद्र मोदी जी के उन सभाओं का बड़ा असर है। सरगुजा में हम थोड़ा पीछे रहे, मगर जसपुर हमारा पूरा के पूरा हम सीट जीत गया है। कोरिया की पूरी सीट जो उससे लगे हुए हम जीत गया है। तो नए एरिया में भी हमने इस बार चुनाव में विजय हासिल की।
But what about your...
That was the Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh, Raman Singh, talking about what's been a very unprecedented and historical election in Delhi. We have 2 parties that can potentially form the next government. Neither even wants to give it a shot. And we've seen Arvind Kejriwal emerge as a big phenomena. To all our guests for having soldiered on from 7 a.m. this morning, Tavleen Singh, Nalini Singh, Sadanand Dhume, Professor Surjit Bhalla, thank you very much for joining us. Nirmala Sitharaman, heartiest congratulations on ending up with a 3.5 scoreline. Definitely better than 3-1 or 2-2. And an incredible performance from the BJP. Make no mistake about it, even if it isn't picture perfect. This really is a resounding blow for the ruling Congress, and a much bigger message being sent out by the people. It's not just about the local elections. This is reflection of the mood that's prevailing across the country.